Now, former patients of a disgraced Scottish surgeon have been promised they will be at the centre of the public inquiry into his conduct. Sam Eljamel worked for NHS Tayside for almost 2 decades, from 1995, during which time he carried out scores of botched operations. Earlier, victims were given an update on the progress of the inquiry, which was announced last September, and they were urged to help shape it. Well, our reporter Louise Cowie was at today's meeting. Louise, just remind us of the background to this case, first of all.
Well, Laura, Sam Eljamel was head of neurosurgery here at Ninewells Hospital in Dundee until December 2013, when he was suspended. He harmed dozens of patients during his time at the Health Board, leaving many with life-changing injuries. Now, over recent years, more than 200 of those former patients have come together to campaign for a public inquiry into his actions. And last September, the Scottish Government announced that one would, in fact, be carried out. Earlier, former patients met with the chair and senior counsel for the inquiry for the first time to receive an update on how it's progressing, and heard about the so-called draft terms of reference for it, and that's essentially what it will investigate. There are many, but they include, for example, the effectiveness of procedures relating to complaints made about Mr Eljamel, whether he concealed evidence of his own substandard practice, and what NHS Tayside knew and did or didn't disclose to relevant bodies. Patients have been told that they can influence what it will consider by making written submissions with the questions they want answers to by the 25th of this month. Jules Rose was just one of those who was operated on by Sam Eljamel. He removed her tear gland instead of a tumour on her brain.
We've been fighting this for 10 years, and I think a lot of people felt that they're finally being able to be heard, or finally have a voice and more importantly an input into the terms of reference, so that this can shape the inquiry that we desperately need as to why Eljamel committed the butchery and harm that he did, but also not forgetting why NHS Tayside allowed and enabled Eljamel to commit this harm.
Patients were told today that the public inquiry would be a journey, and one that they couldn't be given a timeline for. Many of the patients we saw today, many of whom were using walking aids, are also taking part in independent clinical reviews to outline what happened to them under Sam Eljamel, and their evidence will form part of the public inquiry. Now, later this week, campaigners are also holding a meeting with Police Scotland. It launched a criminal investigation into Sam Eljamel in 2018, but victims say the force has been dragging their feet and are concerned some victims could die before they see any justice. They're pinning many of their hopes on the public inquiry.
OK, Louise Cowie in Dundee, thank you.